Okay, picture this. You and your partner escaping to Florida's coast.
Sun, sand.
Exactly. Sun-kissed beaches, those whispering waves. It's, the classic romantic dream, isn't it?
It really is. Such a common fantasy.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. We've looked at a whole load of sources, travel guides buzzing about dreamy spots,
Yeah.
but also firsthand accounts from couples.
Right. People who've actually been there found their own slice of paradise in Florida. And what's interesting, I think, is how diverse that whole idea of a romantic beach getaway actually is.
Yeah, how so?
Well, for some, it's got to be total seclusion, right? Like a hidden cove, just waves and wind.
Peace and quiet.
Exactly. But for others, romance might be more about shared adventures, maybe exploring cool places, but still having that beautiful beach nearby.
Gotcha. So our mission here in this deep dive is really to sift through all this info
Yeah, get under the surface.
and pinpoint those Florida beaches that just keep coming up. The ones praised for the vibe, the cool things couples can do, that atmosphere.
The places that really let you connect.
Precisely. So let's just jump right in. St. Pete Beach, first up.
Okay.
Almost straight away, sunsets. It comes up constantly. We heard about the Hurricane's rooftop bar. Sounds like the perfect spot, right? Watch the sky light up, maybe with a drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then there's Paradise Grill, which offers like the same amazing view, but you're right on the sand.
With live music sometimes, too. That's a pretty nice scene.
It really does. And, thinking about creating that whole romantic experience where you stay is pretty crucial.
Big time.
And the Don Cesar Hotel people call it the Pink Palace, apparently. It really jumps out.
Ah, the Pink Palace. I've seen pictures.
Yeah. It's described as having this like almost fairy tale quality, and it's right on the beachfront. Plus, it has these charming little touches like Uncle Andy's ice cream parlor. Kind of sweet. Adds a bit of fun nostalgia, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. Not too serious.
And for a really intimate evening, there's the Maritana restaurant, focuses on local ingredients, and you can even get a private dining room.
Ooh, a private dining room.
Yeah, suggests a really special, focused kind of meal. Not just dinner, but like a proper, secluded, memorable moment.
Okay, that definitely ramps up the romance factor. Now, here's something I thought was really interesting. Beyond the usual beach stuff,
Go on.
St. Pete Beach has this unique bonus idea. A nighttime glass-bottom LED kayak tour with a company called Sharky's.
Wow, okay. At night.
Yep. Imagine like gliding through mangrove tunnels under the Pinellas Bayway Bridge, and the LEDs light up the water underneath you.
So you can see everything?
Yeah, see the underwater world, even feed the fish together. It's definitely not just strolling on the sand, is it?
No, that's completely different. And what's cool about that kind of activity is how it builds a different kind of connection.
How do you mean?
Well, sharing an adventure, especially something a bit unexpected, maybe needs a little teamwork.
Right.
It can be a really powerful way for couples to bond.
Right. It's active.
Exactly. It goes beyond just admiring the view side by side. You're creating this shared memory based on something unique you did.
That's a great point.
So it makes you wonder, right? Do these slightly out-of-the-box things become like a key part of a truly memorable romantic trip, adding something beyond just the beautiful setting?
Definitely food for thought. Okay, let's shift gears. Head south now. Key Biscayne.
Okay, Key Biscayne, near Miami, but feels different.
Yeah, what struck me is the focus on natural beauty, feeling kind of removed from the hustle, even though Miami's right there.
Right.
The big highlight seems to be the lighthouse. At Bill Baggs Cape Florida State Tark.
Oh, the old one.
Yeah, built way back in 1825. It's a bit of a climb, 109 steps apparently.
Worth it for the view, I bet.
Totally.
Yep.
Panoramic ocean views. And get this, the tours are free, Thursday to Monday.
Nice.
Plus, people rave about the sunsets from there, looking back over the bay. Just breathtaking.
That whole lighthouse experience, it's a nice mix. You get the activity, the climb.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah. And then the reward at the top, that big wow view you share. Plus, the history adds another layer, doesn't it? Something to talk about.
Definitely. And staying for sunset sounds way more peaceful than, say, a crowded beach view.
Good point. So where do people stay there?
The Ritz-Carlton, Key Biscayne, comes up a lot. It's described as having this really nice laid-back island vibe.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect for just unwinding.
Ritz-Carlton and laid-back, interesting combo.
Yeah. And they've got some tempting waterfront dining, dune burgers on the beach for casual stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then Cantina Beach, thatched roof, Mexican food, apparently over 100 tequilas.
Wow, 110 tequilas.
Right. Plus tiki torches, a fire pit. Sounds like a great atmosphere for just relaxing together, connecting.
Yeah, the Ritz brand usually means luxury, attention to detail, but pairing that with something like Cantina Beach suggests you get both, upscale comfort, but also casual intimacy.
Sitting by the fire pit. Sounds good.
Definitely paints a picture.
Okay, Key Biscayne also has an adventurous bonus. A guided 1-hour jet ski tour.
Ooh, adrenaline.
Yeah, along Biscayne Bay. Imagine zooming across the water, seeing the Miami skyline, those fancy mansions on the Venetian islands. Maybe spotting dolphins.
Totally different vibe from the lighthouse.
Right.
Absolutely. It just shows the sheer variety Florida offers, doesn't it? For some couples, that shared thrill is a huge bonding thing.
Shared excitement.
Yeah. Romance isn't always quiet walks. Sometimes it's about that shared buzz.
True. Okay, let's journey further south, down to the iconic Florida Keys.
The Keys, that 120-mile chain of islands.
Incredible place, and home to the only living coral barrier reef in the U.S., right? So amazing diving and snorkeling.
World class.
Key Largo gets a specific mention for snorkeling at John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park.
Oh, Pennekamp, yes. Classic spot.
Brightly colored fish, cool coral, and even a shipwreck, the Spiegel Grove. Sounds like exploring another world together.
That underwater focus is definitely key for the Keys. If you both love exploring nature, it's just unparalleled.
Constant discovery.
Right. And the shipwreck adds that extra bit of mystery, adventure, sparks conversation.
So for a really, ultra-romantic, secluded spot in the Keys, the sources kept pointing to one place.
Let me guess. Adults only.
Yep. Little Palm Island Resort and Spa.
Ah, yes. Heard of it. Very exclusive.
Sounds like the ultimate escape. A private island, you can only get there by boat or seaplane.
Wow.
Picture this. Thatched roofs, private hot tubs, private decks, amazing food, indoor-outdoor spa.
Sounds incredible.
And here's the kicker. No TVs or phones in the rooms. And limited Wi-Fi.
Ah, forced disconnection. In a good way.
Exactly. It's all about disconnecting from the world and reconnecting with each other.
That kind of intentional seclusion is a huge draw, isn't it? Removing the distractions, encouraging real interaction, and adults only just reinforces that peaceful, intimate vibe.
Designed purely for connection.
Seems like it.
And the bonus idea for the Keys is pretty special, too. A sightseeing cruise on the N. The African Queen.
No way. The actual boat from the movie.
Apparently so. The iconic steam-powered boat from the Bogart and Hepburn film. It leaves from Key Largo.
That is cool.
And you can even book private cruises. Talk about a touch of old Hollywood magic, right?
That's fantastic. Such a unique, nostalgic thing to do together. Private cruise on that. Definitely creates a movie moment.
Okay, let's head back north, up the Gulf Coast this time. Destin.
Destin. Emerald Coast. Known for that green water.
Exactly. And we found mentions of a place voted the #1 most romantic hotel in North America.
#1. Wow. Which one?
The Henderson Park Inn. It's adults only, too.
Okay, that sets a high bar.
Descriptions highlight its incredibly secluded feel and those amazing Emerald Coast views. Not just from a deck, but right from your room through floor-to-ceiling windows.
Adults only, top ranking, seclusion, views. Sounds like it ticks all the romantic boxes, a place to really unwind and just soak it all in.
And the food sounds just as special. The Beach Walk Cafe has dishes like Apalachicola blackened shrimp fettuccine with the Gulf as your backdrop.
Sounds delicious.
But wait, for the ultimate romantic gesture, they have a VIP toes in the sand dining experience.
Toes in the sand.
Yeah. A private table set up right on the beach for you. Barefoot elegance, they call it.
Okay, that is the definition of a romantic gesture. It's not just taste, it's the whole sensory thing. Sand, ocean sounds, creates a real memory.
Totally. Destin also offers a beautifully simple bonus idea, though. Just a moonlight walk on the beach.
Ah, the classics are classics for a reason.
Right. Soft sand, the sound of the surf, stargazing. Maybe bring a blanket and some wine. Sometimes simple is best.
Absolutely. And Destin is known for that incredibly calm emerald water and super white sand, which definitely helps the mood.
It does. Though it's worth noting, our sources also mentioned Destin has a family-friendly side, too. Water parks, dolphin cruises, that kind of thing. So it's got layers.
Yeah, that's important context. Many great beach spots cater to different crowds. While Henderson Park Inn is specifically for couples, Destin itself has broader appeal.
And that moonlight walk idea. It just highlights the natural romance of the place itself. No planning needed, just being together.
Exactly. Okay, where are we off to next?
Let's hop over towards the Atlantic side, but maybe slightly inland feel. St. Augustine.
Ah, the oldest city. Loads of history.
Totally. And the standout romantic activity here is a real classic. A horse-drawn carriage ride.
Of course, through the old streets.
Yeah, past centuries-old buildings, cobblestone streets. And yep, you can book a private ride for just the two of you, like stepping back in time hand in hand.
St. Augustine's history really provides a unique romantic setting, doesn't it? And the carriage ride is just timeless, a lovely, slow way to soak it all in.
And for staying there, Casa Monica Resort and Spa gets high marks. Spanish-influenced architecture looks gorgeous.
Ooh, nice.
Apparently you get champagne when you check in.
Always a good start.
Yeah. Plus, nice outdoor pool, hot tub, access to a fancy beach club called Serenata, and their restaurant, Costa Brava, does Spanish tapas and great wines.
Those little touches, like the champagne, really signaled they're focused on making it special for couples. And tapas are great for sharing, conversation, connection.
Good point. And St. Augustine's bonus idea, visiting Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park.
The Fountain of Youth.
Sure.
Seriously.
Yeah. You can actually sip the spring water together. It's even a popular wedding venue, apparently. Bit of fun, maybe a nod to eternal love.
Huh. That adds a playful kind of mythical touch, doesn't it? History mixed with a bit of fantasy.
And interestingly, St. Augustine also popped up in that Reddit discussion we saw as a top suggestion for a romantic beach town.
Ah, so other travelers agree. Good to know.
Okay, let's head back to the Gulf Coast, but somewhere a bit more remote. St. George Island.
St. George Island. Forgotten Coast area, right? Known for being quieter.
Exactly. Key themes are remoteness, unspoiled nature, very pet-friendly, apparently.
Ooh, pet-friendly is a big plus for lots of couples.
Yeah. Award-winning beaches. Supposed to be amazing for stargazing because there's so little light pollution.
Sounds blissful for nature lovers.
Plus, it's near Apalachicola, so you can easily pop over for fresh oysters at the local shacks. Patty's Raw Bar, Harrier's, places like that.
Okay, tranquility, nature, pets allowed, and fresh oysters. Sounds pretty perfect for a certain kind of couple.
The suggestion is really just to embrace the seclusion. Rent a private beach house there on the Forgotten Coast.
Makes sense. Ultimate privacy, just soak in the peace.
And the bonus for St. George. A sunset dolphin cruise. Journeys of St. George, they use smaller boats.
Intimate wildlife experience.
Yeah, apparently you get really close, see dolphins playing, and sometimes you might even get a chance to swim with them in the boat's wake.
Wow, swimming with dolphins at sunset, that's magical. The private house plus that. Sounds like an amazing escape.
Definitely. Okay, switching coasts again, let's talk about Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, right. Bit more glitz and glamour.
That's the vibe. It's home to Worth Avenue, which they call the Rodeo Drive of the East Coast.
Ah, so high-end shopping. Chanel, Gucci.
Yep, all the big names. Maybe for couples who enjoy a bit of retail therapy together. A fancy souvenir, perhaps.
It offers a different kind of romance, doesn't it? Beach beauty mixed with sophistication, luxury. A chance for shared indulgence.
And for where to stay, the Brazilian Court Hotel gets mentioned. Sounds very roaring 20s glamour.
Oh, nice. Classic style.
And it's walking distance to the shops and the beach. Plus, it has Café Boulud by Daniel Boulud in this lovely garden setting. Reservations definitely needed, they say.
Boulud. Okay, serious food cred there. Garden setting sounds lovely and romantic.
Another big option is the Breakers Palm Beach Resort. It's historic, huge, grand.
The Breakers, yeah, that's a landmark.
They offer couples massages, amazing dining, and an infinity pool just for adults.
So, two great but different luxury options. Brazilian Court, maybe more boutique-y, the Breakers more grand resort style.
Exactly. And Palm Beach's bonus is a bit more lively. A boat tour with Pontiki boat cruises.
Pontiki, like a pontoon boat.
Yeah, but it's basically a floating party barge. It's got a chipping green, like for golf, and a tiki bar on board.
Huh, a chipping green on a boat. That's unique.
Right, they do evening cruises, private charters, even full moon cruises. Definitely a different vibe maybe for couples who like things more social and upbeat.
Yeah, a fun, less traditional option. Good for couples who enjoy a bit of energy and mingling, maybe.
Okay, back to the Atlantic side. Amelia Island, specifically Fernandina Beach.
Amelia Island. Heard lovely things. Very charming.
Seems so. And the romantic highlight here is really something special. Sunrise horseback riding. Right on the beach.
Wow. Horseback riding on the beach at sunrise. Can you get more picturesque?
I know, right? Such an evocative image. Tranquil morning, beautiful coast, riding together. That sounds like a core memory waiting to happen.
Definitely. What about food and stay?
For a standout meal, there's salt. It's a AAA five-diamond restaurant.
Five Diamond. Impressive.
Yeah, known for innovative seafood. And get this, they use over 40 different kinds of salt from around the world.
40 salts. Wow. A real culinary adventure.
And the place to stay seems to be the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island. Beachfront, lots of southern charm.
Another Ritz. They do beach well.
Apparently.
Yeah.
They have ocean-inspired spa treatments, like one called Heaven in a Hammock Massage.
Heaven in a hammock. I'm intrigued.
Me too. Plus pools, private cabanas.
Ah.
The works. Sounds like refined relaxation.
Yeah, fine dining, luxury spa. It complements those unique outdoor activities nicely. Pampering plus adventure.
And Amelia Island's bonus idea is a date night at a place called Le Clos in Fernandina Beach.
Le Clos. Sounds French?
It is. Provençal dishes served by candlelight inside a preserved 1906 cottage. Focus on local seafood, eclectic wines. Sounds incredibly intimate.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Historic cottage, candlelight, French food. Quintessential romantic dinner.
And like St. Augustine, Amelia Island also got positive mentions in those Reddit discussions as a great romantic spot.
Good to see that consistency. Okay, where next?
Let's talk Sanibel Island. Really unique place.
Sanibel, famous for shells, right?
Exactly. It has this unusual east-west curve, which helps collect all those shells. Known for tranquil shores. And the stats are kind of cool. 15 miles of beaches, 25 miles of bike paths.
Wow, lots of biking.
Yeah, 50 kinds of fish, 230 kinds of birds, 250 kinds of shells, and 0 traffic lights.
0 traffic lights. I
Yeah.
love that. It really paints a picture of peace, doesn't it?
Totally. Sounds like a haven for couples wanting relaxation, nature, a slower pace. And the shelling is like a built-in activity, that shared joy of finding treasures.
So where do you stay on this tranquil island?
Casa Yibel Resort comes highly recommended. It's on 23 acres. Suites face the Gulf with balconies, private entrances, all connected by these white sand paths.
Sounds beautifully integrated with the surroundings.
They provide bikes, offer sunrise and sunset yoga, spa with couples massages, and their Thistle Lodge restaurant apparently has amazing sunset views. Coconuts Bar and Grill, too, for sunset drinks.
Seems like they really maximize that Gulf Coast setting. Luxury, but understated. And the yoga and bikes encourage that active yet relaxed vibe.
Right. And Sanibel's bonus is a day trip over to Lover's Key State Park.
Lover's Key. The name says it all.
Pretty much. Renowned romantic spot, described as perfect for, well, anything from maybe renewing vows to just paddling, hiking, biking, picnics, and more shelling, of course.
Sounds like a beautiful natural playground for couples.
Sanibel itself also got a mention on Reddit, though one person mentioned possible hurricane impact. Another disagreed. So, always good to check current conditions before you book anywhere in Florida.
Absolutely. Practical advice, especially during hurricane season.
Okay, now for something completely different. Orlando.
Orlando. We're leaving the beaches.
We are, for this one unique romantic experience they highlighted. Not beach-based at all. It's a hot air balloon flight.
Oh, wow. Over Orlando.
Yeah. Imagine floating gently over hidden lakes, orange groves, maybe low enough to, pluck a pine cone as you drift by.
That sounds incredibly serene and beautiful.
And they do customized flights, options for post-flight brunch, champagne toasts, even proposals at 2,500 feet.
A proposal in a hot air balloon. Talk about taking romance to new heights. Literally.
Right. It's unexpected for Orlando, usually known for theme parks. Creates that sense of wonder, adventure.
Definitely a special occasion kind of thing.
And for a luxurious base near Orlando, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa got mentioned.
Ah, the Grand Floridian. Very elegant.
Yeah, Victorian style, super close to Magic Kingdom. Indulgent massages, beach-style pool with a water slide, great fireworks views, and this lounge called the Enchanted Rose, inspired by Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so full-on fairy tale romance potential there. Right. Disney storytelling plus upscale amenities. Escapism central.
And the bonus romantic experience in Orlando. Dining at Cinderella's royal table.
Inside the actual castle.
Inside Cinderella Castle. You go into the grand hall, up this sweeping staircase. Dine like royalty in a total storybook setting. Menu sounds pretty magical, too.
Okay, that is the ultimate fairy tale dining experience. Immersion level, expert. Very enchanting.
Okay, final destination on our tour. Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, Venice of America, lots of canals.
Exactly. 300 miles of them. And the romantic activity highlighted here leans right into that. Las Olas Gondola Tours.
Gondolas, like in Venice.
Pretty much. A 75-minute glide through the waterways. You get a private cabin, just the two of you. Choose your own music, bring your own drinks and snacks.
Sounds lovely and intimate.
And they even offer a cute message in a bottle surprise. with a silk rose and a personalized note.
Ah, that's really sweet. A very personalized romantic gesture. Fits the Venice theme perfectly.
For staying in Fort Lauderdale, B Ocean Resort was recommended, right on the
Yeah.
beach near the airport, near Los Olas Boulevard.
Convenient location.
It's got an infinity pool, spa, private beach area,
Mm-hmm.
and this quirky place called the Rec Bar.
The Rec Bar. What's quirky about it?
It's famous for live mermaid and aquaman shows.
Right.
Underwater performances you watch through portholes.
Mermaids. Okay, that's definitely unexpected fun. Memorable for sure.
Yeah. And the bonus idea here is a date night stroll along the Hollywood Beach Broadwalk.
Ah, the Broadwalk. Heard it's great.
Yeah, brick paved, runs 2.5 miles along the ocean, lined with restaurants, bars, shops, live music at the Hollywood Beach Theater. Just a classic, lively beach town evening.
Sounds like a great, easy option for a romantic night out. Lots to see and do with that ocean backdrop.
In Fort Lauderdale Beach and Hollywood Beach also came up in another source, praise for those promenades and lots of water activities. So definitely vibrant spots.
Good to have those lively options, too. Okay, that's a lot of specific places. Did the sources mention anything else?
Yeah, a couple more Gulf Coast spots. Got a brief mention, Cape San Blas and Mexico Beach.
Ah, back to the Forgotten Coast area near St. George.
Exactly. Described as really serene, less crowded, pristine beaches, ideal for nature lovers wanting pure relaxation.
Sounds lovely.
And Mexico Beach apparently have unique quartz crystal sand that stays cool under your feet.
Cool sand. That's a neat detail.
Right. Romantic activities suggested are, beach walks, sunset picnics, kayaking, sunset cruises. Spring and fall are the best times to visit. And again, renting private vacation homes is the way to go. Book ahead. Sounds like true tranquil escapes.
Perfect for couples really wanting to get away from it all, focus on nature and each other. The private home emphasis really underlines that desire for intimacy.
Definitely. Then finally, there was this broader look at just the sheer variety of South Florida beaches.
Right, kind of a summary of the whole region.
Yeah, from buzzing places like South Beach with its Art Deco and Fort Lauderdale with its promenade.
To quieter spots like Bal Harbour Beach or Surfside Beach.
Exactly. Hollywood Beach Broadwalk got another mention. Delray Beach is walkable downtown, too. That also got a thumbs up on Reddit, by the way.
Ah, Delray. Heard good things.
Key Biscayne came up again for families and nature, but also places like Key Largo, Islamorada, Deerfield Beach, even Hullover Beach, which has clothing optional and dog-friendly areas.
I love it, right? Something for everyone, literally.
Bal Harbour for upscale shopping and chilling, Lauderdale by the Sea for quaintness and snorkeling, Fort Zachary Taylor Beach in Key West for history. It just goes on. It really shows South Florida has a beach for pretty much any mood or preference.
That overview is super helpful. It really drives home that you can find your perfect beach vibe in South Florida, whether it's lively or laid back, natural or packed with amenities. Helps you narrow it down based on what romance means to you.
Totally. Now, speaking of Key West, we should probably address some of the chatter we found on Reddit about it.
Ah, yes. Is it really a beach destination debate?
Kind of. The general feeling seems to be, yeah, Key West is super romantic, the vibe, the sunsets, the history, it's all there. But maybe not if your top priority is long, wide, sandy beaches.
Right. It's more about the waterfront atmosphere, the
It
culture.
seems so.
Like,
Several hotels do have smaller private beach areas.
Mm.
The Pier House, the Reach, Casa Marina, Southernmost Beach Resort. Most are in Old Town, too, so easy walking to everything.
Good to know there are options within Key West itself.
And there's Sunset Key, that little island you take a ferry to, which apparently does have a more traditional beach. So the takeaway, Key West romance is definitely a thing, just maybe not centered on sprawling beaches like some other spots.
That's a really useful clarification. Manages expectations, right. If you want that specific beach experience, maybe look elsewhere. But if you love the Key West energy, there are ways to get some sand between your toes.
Exactly. And one last thing from Reddit, people were asking about beachfront resorts within, say, a 2-hour drive of Orlando.
Ah, combining theme parks and beach time. Smart question.
Yeah. The Don Cesar in St. Pete popped up again, noted for a more mature crowd near good restaurants.
Makes sense.
Also, Disney's Vero Beach Resort, Costa d'Este in Vero Beach,
Yeah.
Ponte Vedra Inn and Club, the Sand Pearl on Clearwater Beach, the Breakers in Palm Beach got another mention.
So options on both coasts, Atlantic and Gulf.
Yep. St. Augustine and New Smyrna Beach, too. And there was some chat comparing the coasts, East Coast having more waves, maybe coarser sand, sometimes less crowded. Gulf Coast with the calmer, white sand, maybe busier, and some recent mentions of water quality stuff like red tide to be aware of.
That's incredibly practical info for planning. Knowing the differences between the coasts helps tailor the trip. And the water quality note is responsible. Always check conditions.
Absolutely. So there you have it, our deep dive into Florida's romantic beach scene, drawing on guides, but also hearing from real people.
And it's so clear, isn't it? Whether you want total peace on the Gulf, vibrant energy on the Atlantic, or something totally unique, Florida really does seem to have a coastal romance for just about everyone.
It really does. An incredible range of choices. Whatever your idea of a romantic getaway is, adventure, relaxation, culture, you can likely find it somewhere on Florida's coast.
Absolutely. Plenty to choose from.
So as you listening are dreaming about that perfect escape with your partner,
Hmm.
what kind of romantic beach trip really calls to you? Hopefully this deep dive gave you some inspiring ideas to maybe explore a bit further.
Yeah, definitely food for thought. And maybe this leaves us with one final question to ponder. With all these unique coastal experiences waiting, which Florida beach will you and your loved one choose first to start creating your own unforgettable romantic memories?